it's another episode of Talking to Car Guys. I know we missed last week. We had a very, very busy week, but I'm here with Rob, and John is now back
Welcome
from
back.
his religious pilgrimage to Youngstown and Steubenville, Ohio.
Nice little vacation.
Absolutely.
I live where you vacation. Florida.
Okay. Hey, this week we're going to talk about one thing. Rob's going to start. I'm going to come second. He's going to go third, and then we'll wrap this up. We are going to talk about the biggest news in the car business this week, which is what the hell happened to Carvana. Okay.
Carvana.
Rob, go ahead. What do you think happened?
Well, yeah, you're talking about the Pez machine, the car
Pez
Pez
machine,
machine.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, here's what went down. Okay, you know, Carvana ran into a little bit of trouble, I guess we would call it. They had to make some moves. They had to lay off 2,500 people.
Oh, man.
About 15% plus of their crew. Although they're kind of reinventing the wheel, if you will. Am I right, Johnny?
Reinventing the wheel.
Because they purchased a Dessa.
Oh, they were trying to disrupt the industry, change the industry.
It's true.
A Dessa.
So they grab a Dessa for what, 2.2 billion, Johnny?
That's an auction house, so you guys know.
Yep, because you know what they were doing before was not working like they had hoped.
Well, retail to wholesale, I'd say that's a huge, going from retail to wholesale. Retail is Carvana, vending machine. Wholesale is a Dessa auctions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, hey, we're in the car business, not working out in this retail end. Let's flip it back. This is what happens. This is an example of what happens when billionaires, finance people, and money people try to get into the car business. They think that you can just throw piles of money at something and make it work and change the whole industry, and it doesn't. It doesn't work.
Hey, Johnny.
This is Rob's.
You know, actually, I love it when Johnny goes off on tangents because, you know, listen, he's been away a while, dude. The man is full energy. Look at that one. And, you know, he's making a lot of sense because, yeah, you just said it, brother. They grab a Dessa, okay? Now they ain't paying auction fees, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Okay? And you hit on another big thing that's probably been tough for them. This whole gig where they started off with this grand idea, they really had no setup in the way of sales teams or any of that end of it, which is what we look, that's our life, bro. We know about that. Am I right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, let's stay tuned, guys, because it'll be interesting to see what goes down with this.
Okay, my take on why they're having problems. Now, don't get me wrong. They're throwing money at stuff. They're billionaires getting in the car business. But the number one thing, and this is what I do here at the dealership, is their CAC was too high.
CAC.
CAC.
The CAC.
The CAC was too high.
CAC.
The CAC.
What is that?
It was the customer acquisition cost. Was way too high. In the car business, you have so much that you bring a customer in the door for, or you know, so much per purchase. Their CAC, when you looked at it, was astronomical. So their problem, not only were they paying too much for cars, their cost to get a customer was way too high.
Yeah.
And that's just a recipe for disaster.
The CAC was
and
whack.
that's what happened.
Yes.
I think the vending machine thing was a pretty cool idea.
It was kind of cool.
It looked kind of cool on the side of the
I didn't think it
road.
was cool at all. No.
Okay,
I
you
wanted
said,
to throw
okay,
up
you
every
said.
time I saw one of those things.
You did not.
Vanilla
I did.
ice.
And I want to go on record as saying I never ever once believed that they would change the industry. I never once believed that they would change. Our set is brick and mortar. It's a metaphor for brick car dealerships. They're here to stay. They're never going away. I never drank the Kool-Aid and said, "Oh, look at this Carvana's going to really take us over."
I like the line.
They're just another dealer, an online dealer.
He's fresh today, isn't he?
That made fun of dealers, man. I took it personal when I'm watching the Super Bowl and I'm in the in the car industry, and I'm watching the Super Bowl, and I see a guy hooked up to like spark plugs and electricity in a basement, in a dungeon basement, and they say,
Where are we going?
"You're gonna go to the dealership tomorrow." They're like, "No, I'd rather stay here, please, no." And
John, you gotta stop holding back.
that really bothered me.
He's
So
such an introvert.
I would like Carvana to not exist, cease to exist.
Hey, what's Rob doing over there, Tommy?
I have no idea.
Because it sure ain't
Give
watching
me a marker.
us.
Who's got a marker? I
What
need
do
some.
I-
I need to
yeah,
show
yeah.
some or a car, a
Okay.
pen.
All right.
Is it my turn yet?
By the
He said it
way, it has been. This is the polka pen.
I'm passionate about this.
My
You taught me-
turn yet. What are you
got
doing,
me on.
autographs?
I want you to see
What, you
something.
doing diagrams?
There is a number. It's my turn, right?
Yeah, what it's been.
Well, it's been your turn.
There is a number.
Shut up.
Okay, guys. If you're watching,
Yeah.
Car Guys,
Yeah.
and if you're watching on my live, this is a little podcast / TV show, social media show we've been doing. I don't know if does that say 85?
Yes, it
85.
does, Johnny, yes, it does.
Oh, you want to introduce me?
It's John.
It's my turn. What was my subject? The salesman, right?
You're not John Winnendale.
Wow. Who runs a show like this? Anyways, my segment is the salesman. So Carvana and how it affects the salesman, because Carvana has said since they came out, you don't need a salesman. You don't need a stinky salesman. And this is the only number I want you to know and remember for the answer to that question. What happens with the salesman? 85, and this is not something I made up. This has been in the car business. I've been in 21 years. In 2001, I heard this statistic, and it still is a fact today. 85% of customers that inquire on a vehicle, 85% of them wind up driving home in a different car.
True.
It has been ingrained in us since we walked through the door. Somebody calls on the phone, somebody sends an email, somebody walks on the lot. 85%, they're here to get the blue Durango, they leave in the black Tahoe. They're here to get the red, whatever, they're calling about the blue. 85% of them wind up buying and driving a different car. Why is that? Well, I thought that package had the sunroof. No, to get the sunroof, but you like the black wheels. To get the sunroof and the black wheels, you got to get the limited, the STX, or you got to go to this, right? Oh, great. Well, I wanted a 4-cylinder. Well, or 6-cylinder. This car doesn't even come in a 4-cylinder. All of a sudden, you go and do the 6-cylinder. These are all questions. These are all questions that salespeople ask as part of your experience, part of your visit. When purchasing a car, that they go over. So that's why I say that is the statistic that was going to kill them from the start, and it will always. Any of these automated systems, 85% of customers are going to get the wrong car. If the statistic is, whether you walk on the lot, whether you email, whether you phone call, anything, 85% of you consumers out there set out to get one car and wind up getting a different one.
I agree with you.
So how is Carvana, a company like Carvana or any of these other ones, Vroom and these, they're great for online buying. They're just another, they're an extension of the car business. They're a dealer, an online dealer. But for people to think that they're going to change our process and have us, 85% of the, if you sell 100 cars, Carvana sells 100 cars, by this statistic, 85 people out of that 100 got the wrong car.
That was
Now-
strong.
now-
That's
That
it.
was strong.
That's
Hey,
the only number you need.
That was strong. And by the way, guys, next week Tom and Rob will be involved more.
Yeah.
But that was powerful, and I'm not hating. He came in hot from
I
Punta Gorda.
will agree, but I will
Oh, he's
I will
agreeing to
disagree a little bit. I believe 85% come in for one vehicle switch to another vehicle. I think Carvana and Vroom and all these other places do have a place in the car business, and they're for people who don't want to come in. They know exactly what car they want. They know the package of the car they want. They go online and buy it. And a lot of the people are higher tech that can figure this stuff out without a salesman. And that's going to be part of our business in the future. It's just like You know, you and I buy stuff on Amazon. But then we also buy stuff in the store. Why? Because we want to see certain things.
I think at this point we can.
There is always going to be a place for.
What do you think, Rob? We can coexist.
Can we coexist, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can coexist.
Coexist.
Because I
Can we
think there's a
coexist?
need for both.
Now you want them gone.
Well,
because of the commercial.
Johnny was hyped up.
Yeah.
What? Go ahead.
I will never like Carvana because I have had too many, you know, the car business is my life. You know, I have been around so many different families and people trying to make a living, and for that company to come out and start saying that stuff, you know, really talking negative about a whole industry. A lot of people trying to feed their families and make an honest living. It's bad enough we've always had to deal with this stereotype from day one. You know, I got in this business and I'm looking at lists of most hated professions, and like it's like car sales, lawyer, you know.
Well, this guy's been in it longer than all of us. Right?
I forgot car sales and lawyer.
Now,
They've been saying that forever too.
When have you started?
Yeah.
When did you start in this
Politicians.
business?
Shit, in the 80s.
So he's been in it since the 80s. Yeah, Ross pointing at the time again. Okay, hey, Carvana, he wants them dead. He's mad at them because they bought
He's
his
cool with it, man. Like he'll chill with Carvana, but he's not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
And you
I'm not a fan, but
like to start arguments.
I like to start arguments. Of course I do. Now, next week, for those out
So
there,
we're moving it forward.
For those that have
Next
survived
week,
this.
it's code for I'm moving this thing forward.
next week is Blatant Promotion Friday.
Oh,
We
great.
have a lot of
good.
vendors.
Dogs. I got to talk about the dogs. Does it have to be car business related
I don't care
or
what
no?
it
is.
Okay, thank you, promotion.
It's blatant.
Shameless
dogs.
promotion,
I
bro.
got
Notice
dogs,
we
some
have-
football cards.
we have
you
all-
got the goat. You got to bring the goat.
I
Tom Brady.
I got the purple glow in the dark Tom
It's a different
Brady
color of the
teeny
diamond.
mate.
It's pink.
Oh,
It's a
pink.
pink. glow.
he's turning into a teeny mate broker,
Yeah.
if you will.
I'm buying
I
the
think,
teeny mates. Why? I don't know. He got me hooked.
I think Wayne
He told
Gretzky's
me
out of the business.
he
Wayne
bought-
Gretzky,
he
where's he
bought
at?
you bought one for $50, so don't make fun of me.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
bought-
yeah,
yeah.
He
He
bought
did.
the little pink one for $50.
bought 50
I
bucks.
got it in a pack, so
I
don't
could
know what I'm
never.
gonna do.
I'm pretty
buy it
sure
in packs.
at this point, Rod's ready to shut her down.
And I'm just gonna say one thing before we go. We got our air conditioner fixed above us, and it is like the Arctic in here right now. That's where we're going, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
It is cold. Other than that, hey guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.